Finnish black metal hails. Today's band is an unknown underground band, but yet still out with their second album. This one's called Valhalla Bound, an album called Virgin Hearts. Released by Bestial Burst, this pretty much continues what Bestial Burst has been doing for the past many years. It's brutal, it's violent, it's simplistic, it's barbaric, it's primitive. Did I say primitive? I mean it. This is for those who understand and worship the bands like Iljarn and Swordwalker. If those names don't ring a bell, this probably isn't exactly your cup of tea. This is very raw, simplistic in nature, very violent, very extreme to the end, kind of a black metal. All songs are pretty much done with more or less same tempo, which is not exactly the most fast-paced, but it's kind of aggressive enough to make this kind of a stomping feeling. Now, when we're talking about production, this is so brutal and violent and raw that it actually overshadows most of the bands out there with its sheer, I don't know what word to use, but I call kind of a primeval, because it's just one of those bands or albums which is just, kind of a grotesque with its overlaying a bass guitars and then that's kind of a stomping drums. So it's much like Ildarn with more bass, more low frequencies probably, and the same applies to vocals. They're more closer to growling rather than screamy, shrieky type of black metal vocals, which are in many cases kind of a typical, the standard thing to have in black metal. Now, for people who think they have heard everything in black metal, be it raw or be it melodic, mainstream or underground, I think they have not touched band like Valhalla Bound, because it is, in my opinion, way more raw than most bands. Maybe not as bizarre as Swordwalker, the Iljarn side project, but still very much, in my opinion, worshipping what Iljarn did, and still of that style, maybe the rawer part, because after all, we can make a separation between Iljarn's more extreme and violent stuff, maybe Strength and Anger, versus the more easier to approach type of Iljarn, but very much kind of a worship that is doing where Iljarn kind of left off, and I think Valhalla Bound is kind of a continuing that. Now, don't make no mistake, even though the name is Valhalla Bound and you might expect some kind of a Manowar type of heavy metal, given this name of the band and given the cover art, which is, I think, very nice, Conan the Barbarian-like a feeling. Make no mistake, this is nowhere near of that stuff. This is just primitive, violent, aggressive, raw. That is Valhalla Bound with the Virgin Hearts. Go check out the samples, and only you can decide whether or not it's your cup of tea. I'm stay not as good as Ildarn, but definitely worth checking out. Thank you for watching. See you soon with more Rauta reviews coming your way.